Well, good morning. You're going to join me on my walk this morning in Costa Teguise, and forgive the traffic noise that we're going to get in the first part of it for sure. It's a misty, murky day, the odd patch of blue sky around, and I'm starting at the entrance to Costa Teguise. And the first thing we come across, of course, is the infamous plot 214, which we're looking at now. And this is in the news this week very much because the court have asked the squatters who are staying here to pay a visit to the court to give their details over, and with a view to proceeding with eviction orders. It's tragic, really. I mean, this had a demolition order put on it in 2005. 25 years ago, and it's just a mess now. If you look at the rubbish littering around the place, a lot of these properties have got water tanks on them, solar panels, lots of cars parked down there, and I can't help thinking that if the court had only enforced its demolition order in 2005, we wouldn't be dealing with this issue now. It's just to walk into town. I've got a couple of chores I need to do in town and see what we see along the way. First place we've come across is Vital Class, which is one of a number of kind of sports orientated hotels that sprung up in the last sort of 15 or 20 years or so. And then right across from there we've got a Blue Sea Costa Bastian. The Blue Sea chain here are expanding quite fast. They're, I guess they would describe themselves as very good value for money hotels. A lot of them are. All inclusive, and they're, I'm trying to think of the right way to put this, at the economy end of the accommodation in Lanzarote. Vital Class has quite a nice sports centre attached to it, with unusually for the island an indoor swimming pool. You go very far from Blue Sea and Vital Class to find another, what is described as skeleton building here. And this would have been a massive hotel complex. Once again, the initial work on it was done 20 years or more ago. I think in this case, but I could be wrong, the building company went bust. And there's still some court stuff going on here too, that eventually, I guess, will lead to the demolition. My feeling is the concrete has probably had it now, so even if someone wanted to rebuild it, it probably wouldn't be possible. Therefore it will be pulled down and the plot sold on. It's tragic, really. And the thing that really frustrates me, and I know I've said this before on videos, is that imagine you booked your first holiday to Lanzarote, you're on the transfer bus coming into the town, and the first two things you see are that plot 214 and this plot here. Yeah, I think it's very sad, and really it would be an absolute priority of mine if I were the mayor of Costa Teguise, or indeed the president of the Cabildo of Lanzarote, which is Oswaldo Betancourt, who is the former mayor of Teguise. This is a lovely road though. It's a beautiful dual carriageway with palms in the middle, proper avenida. Been quite a few accidents here lately. I think people travel too fast on it. You can see the limit is only 40, but traffic tends to travel quite a bit faster than that, irrespective of the speed bumps you'll see a little bit further on. This area to our left now is residential and kind of goes back up towards the golf course. There are some really nice villas there, private, sheltered, large properties, and you access them by turning left at the roundabout at the end of this road and then hanging a left again and you'll arrive there. Well, right here we have Santa Rosa, which is another of the old what were purely tourist accommodation complexes, which has kind of reinvented itself as a sporty place. So they too have an indoor pool, 25 metres, a gym, lots of sports facilities, and they actually brand themselves now as Centro Deportivo Santa Rosa. This little shopping centre, Los Molinos, is looking good. It just looks really nicely cared for. I don't know if it's an in-joke there or something, but you seem to have blue tape consulting and red tape consulting. I don't know if they're the same company or they're competitors. You've got a nail place here, a building company, an estate agent, and the new mill, which is quite a nice bar. And that all leads down into the Los Molinos complex, which was designed by Cesar Manrique, and is a very nice place. And here we have one of the famous Canarian takeaways, the Asadera de Pollos chicken shack, with food to take away. That's open from 12 until 5. And here's the main entrance to Los Molinos. Obviously the name is a reference to the fact that there used to be lots of windmills here. And Montmartre is a French bistro that's been here longer than we have. I think it might have been the first kind of posh place we went for a meal at in Lanzarote maybe 25 years ago. Lovely food. We really should be visiting again sometime soon. And this is the back of Los Molinos now. Really is a beautifully designed community, as you would imagine, having been done by Manrique. And it's kept to a high standard with lots of gardens and kind of central meeting areas. Beautifully thought out. The Monica's famous cocktail and sangria bar there, with ice cold beer and all live sports shown. San Marco, I don't know that one, never been there. Trattoria and pizzeria. To that, a classic mini market with all kinds of everything that you always find in tourist resorts. Been here for a long time, the Royal Indian Cuisine. When we had an office in Costa Teguise, we used to pick up a takeaway from here. And next door to that we've got the Blue Bay Lanzarote Hotel. This is the roundabout I was talking about earlier. So that road goes up towards the golf course, and if you take the next left, having turned in it, you'll be into that lovely area of high-end villas. Worth me talking a bit more about the weather. We've had more rain in the last 10 days or so than probably in the last 3 or 4 years. There's a storm called Jana, J-A-N-A, which is quite a way off the coast of the islands, but has been swirling in cloud and rain. Puerto del Carmen had an absolute deluge last week. 26 litres per square metre. And then we got it in the north 3 or 4 days later, but it was 15 litres per square metre, so not quite so bad. The upside, of course, is that the hills everywhere here are going to burst into flower in the next week or so, I would guess. But it's still, as you can see, unusually murky. Normally this time of year we've got lovely blue skies. And it's quite warm and humid. It's 25 degrees currently. So it's not that you're going to be cold, but you're just not going to get the sunshine you would normally expect at this time of year on the island. Nice blue sky around, so hopefully that will clear those clouds away, and the wind certainly dropped. And as we head towards the weekend, we'll get some better weather. I'm going to take the slip road to the right now, which will drop me down into Costa Teguise, and I want to show you the work that's been going on the new bus interchange there. This is the relatively new Civic Centre, and I don't really know what the issue is there. It opened and then closed again. I remember hearing something about an issue with the glass. So I'll try and find out what's going on there. I think it's beautifully designed. I really like those traditional stone walls and the circular shape. I'd love an office in there one day. But it's what the Americans would call another example of a lack of joined up thinking. Something's gone wrong there. They've been built for some time and they should be in use by now. But something that is progressing quite well is this new bus interchange. You can see how that's going. So what we'll have here is a bus station basically, but also with a taxi rank in it, a cafe, restrooms, and you know, just a general place to wait in some comfort for your public transport. That doesn't look far away at all. You get a different angle on that on this side. It uses proper stone walls in the same way as the Civic Centre does. So that's going to look very pleasing aesthetically when it's finished. And that's it. You've walked with me into Costa Teguise from the outskirts of town, and I've got a few places to visit here. So I hope you enjoyed that, found it useful. Thanks for watching. Bye for now, everyone.